if it's been ring worn and you can go back and pull the tape and go, I've got these sitting right here.
And I don't know if we've talked about this or not. Do you still have any of your gear, or what do you still have that you think is probably one of your most precious items from your time in your career?
Well, it's all Brock's. I got some gear. I got, I think, a Horseman jacket. I got an enforcer jacket.
The originals from that era.
From that era, yeah.
Very nice.
There's some tights and a few pair. I've got my silver and black boots, which Brock. This all goes to Brock. And,
absolutely. But yeah, it's just cool to hear that you kept some of it.
I've got that one really good looking Brainbuster jacket that the guys from NASCAR made it for Tully and I. They just made two. I don't know where his is, but I mean, they did incredible work. It's, a bunch of different color sleeves and stuff. It was nice. And I guess probably one of the most important things to me, I guess, would be my Anderson boots.
Oh yeah. You still have the original ones?
Yep. And those go to Brock as well.
Sure.
I've had some offers over the last, couple of years. Sold a few things to a few people, but the interest on the Anderson boots was way up there. But
is that something that you have a conversation with Brock about first and say, hey, Brock, this stuff's going to be yours one day, up to you. Do you want this?
We've already had it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. My silver and black boots and my Anderson boots are the only two that I have left. And I've got, like I said, a few jackets and
very cool.
It's, yeah, I mean, if you go back and realize the era and all that stuff and what it represents, it's, I don't have a lot of stuff, but the stuff I have, I think, is important for the time.
I was talking to a friend of mine who is a collector, and he spent a lot of money on his collection of wrestling memorabilia. He said that he paid $1,400. He has an original a Horseman jacket from that era, a Horseman jacket. He paid $1,400 for the jacket. And another collector within the last year or so offered him $6,000 for it, the Horseman jacket. So just have an idea of what what these types of things are going for. It's incredible.
Well, yeah, I got a yellow. I mean, a red and a black.
Okay.
And I think the turquoise even. Because we had like 3 or 4 that they gave us at the time. They didn't market them. They didn't sell them. They just gave them to us individually. But yeah, that's not out of line.
No, it's just these things. If you would have thought about it back then, some of the stuff like Mike Chioda, who I used to do a show with, he saved a couple of the turnbuckles from WrestleMania 4 and 5 and was able to sell those for, over $1,000 a piece, just a turnbuckle from there.
Wrestling collectors are a serious business, man. They they're serious about the stuff that they get, and hey, it's like some people have baseball cards, some people collect cars, some people collect wrestling gear. If it's been ring worn and you can go back and pull the tape and go, I've got these sitting right here.
I love it.
There it is on TV with it.
I can really nerd out to that stuff. Same guy had a J-Mar, who Joe Marshall used to make belts for the WWE, the Wrestling Championship belts. He had a J-Mar Smoking Skull belt. It was the Stone Cold belt with the whole smoking skull look to it. He paid $4,000 for it. He said, Paul, I sold it because this guy from Canada just kept hitting me up. He's like, I didn't want to sell it, but he kept hitting me up. He's like, I finally just sold it to him for $10,000. So, I mean, that's just how this stuff is. And collectors are willing to pay for stuff, especially if it's original and made by a guy who was the guy or was from that time period. So that has always captivated my attention when you start talking about some of that stuff.
Well, and I bet he never blinked.
Yeah. The guy who's,
because that's what they enjoy. And that's what I love about wrestling fans. They're in tune. I mean, when they can tell you promos that you did, and they were 10 years old, and they can recite it back to you because they pulled it up on YouTube, you know.
It's so funny. This guy, James Weston, he just said, Conrad Paribal, everything you just mentioned, I promise you it was not Conrad. He's known as a big time wrestling collectible guy for sure, but it was not him. Ryan says, you want serious collectors, look at the action figure market for Star Wars. All these things, you know, Arn, you start looking into all these collectible type things, and it'll blow your mind at some of the stuff that people have and what they're worth and the value.